Hey everyone, welcome to the Messy Edits. My name is Messy, and in today's video, I'll be guiding you through the fundamental steps to help you achieve the life that you've always wanted to achieve. So, we'll be going through the fundamentals of goal setting, right? And at the end of this video, you would have the actionable steps to be able to set goals and achieve goals. So, if you're ready, grab a pen and a notepad and let's get to it. Here's what we're going to cover today. We'll talk about goals. What are goals? Why do they matter? Then we'll go into the step-by-step process of setting goals and staying consistent in those goals. Then we'll do a quick recap to tie it all together. Ready? Let's go.
Let's start. What are goals? A goal is, we all talk about goals, and I think we all have a good idea what goals are, but just simply put, right? A goal is a desired outcome that you want to achieve within a particular time frame, right? I want to become a manager by second quarter 2025. That is a goal. So a goal is just a desired outcome or a result that you strive for, that you want to achieve within a specified time frame. Now there are various types of goals. There's a short-term goal and there's a long-term goal. The principle is the same except that the time frames are different. So with the short-term goal, you're talking about a matter of a time frame of weeks to months, so a few weeks to 1 month, 2 months, while a long-term goal refers to a longer term, so years, 5 years, 10 years. So for example, a short-term goal could be, I want to complete my book by April. That's a short-term goal, right? Because we're talking about April. We're in January now, so April is a short-term goal. A long-term goal could be, I would like to set up and run a business in fashion within the next 5 to 10 years. Now that's a long-term goal. Yeah, clear? Right. So another principle we'll talk about are SMART goals. So SMART is an acronym that we always advise that you leverage on when you're setting your goals. So I'll talk you through what the acronym stands for. It's SMART, SMART. S stands for specific. So the goal needs to be specific. It cannot be vague. You can't say, I want to start a business by December 2025. It needs to be specific. What type of business? What niche of business, right? That's a specific goal. M stands for measurable. You need to be able to measure that goal. One of the reasons why many of us don't stick to our goals is because we cannot measure it, right? So what I mean is, for you to be able to control something, right, you need to be able to measure it. There's a popular saying, quote, that goes, what you can't measure, you can't control. For you to measure your consistency or measure how close you are towards achieving your goal, you need to be able to measure it in the first instance, right? So you need to make your goals measurable. I want to make ₦1 million by 2025. That 1 million has kind of qualified it. So it's a specific goal. I want to make money, but there's an amount, right? So by March, if I don't have that amount of money, I can go back to the drawing board and say, okay, this is how much I want to make. This is where I am now. What is the gap and how do I fill that gap? So that is making it measurable. A stands for achievable. Now look at the resources that you have. Look at where you are. Is that goal achievable? If you say, a goal of mine is to relocate to the United States by February or by March 2025. Considering that we're in January now, is that goal achievable? What will make that goal achievable? First of all, do I have a passport? Secondly, have I applied? Thirdly, what is my application saying? So you have to look at all those things to be able to determine if that goal is actually achievable. If you don't have a passport, for instance, or you don't have a visa to travel to America, right, that goal is not achievable. So achievable goals need to be set. So whatever goal you're setting, it needs to be based on the resources that you have. Resources in terms of where you are, the amount of money you have. And if those resources are not available, then it means that there's another layer of goal that you have to set. So set a goal about how to achieve those things that will make you achieve the bigger goal, right? So you have the main goal and you have a sub goal. You can break up a goal into a number of sub goals, right? So that's for making goals achievable. R stands for relevant. It needs to be in line with your values, with what you want for yourself. If it's a corporate goal, if it's a business goal, it needs to be relevant. It needs to be aligned with your company mission, your company vision, and things like that. On the personal aspect as well, it needs to be aligned with what you want for yourself, long term or short term, whatever the case may be. T, the last letter of the acronym, stands for time bound. Very, very important. There needs to be a time frame within which you want to achieve that goal. If there's no time frame, then it's not really a goal. It's just wishful thinking, one of the things you want to do, right? So how do you make a goal time bound? I want to become a manager in my company by December 2025. Now that is a time bound goal. So going over the acronym again, S stands for specific, M measurable, A achievable, R relevant, and T time bound. Super, super, super important, guys. So any goal you're setting, you have to look at these various aspects. Do you check each of these five boxes? SMART, five boxes. If you don't check all the boxes, go back to your goals and rewrite those goals to ensure that it is very, very smart. So got it? Why do we even set goals? What's the point, right? You could just, keep it in your mind saying, I want to do this, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Why do you need to set goals? Setting goals, is really, really, really important. Firstly, it gives you clarity with regards to the things that you want. Yes, you want to buy a house, but if you don't set it as a goal, it just might just be this idea in your head. But when you set it as a goal and make it a smart goal, you're clearer on the kind of house you want to buy, where you want to buy this house, what type of house you want to buy, how much you want to spend on this house, and the time frame within which you want to buy this house. It just gives you a level of clarity that is unmatched, right? So that's the first thing. The secondly, when you set your goals, it gives you an element of accomplishment, a feeling of accomplishment when you're able to strike off a goal saying, oh yeah, I've done this, oh yes, I've done that. So there is that element as well. Then thirdly, when you set your goals and you have this clarity, you're better able to identify opportunities around. Yes, that is very, very true. I know we keep hearing these things, right? There's even this popular example saying that when you want to buy a Toyota, for instance, you now tend to observe Toyotas everywhere, right? Let's make that more specific. You want to buy a Toyota Camry, for instance, right? And immediately you tell yourself, oh yeah, I want to buy a Toyota Camry. So you start to see Toyota Camrys everywhere. No, they didn't just start appearing from nowhere. They've always been there. But now that you have your mind set on a Toyota Camry, you're identifying it everywhere. Your mind is now tuning into it. It's the same way about goals. Once you set a goal saying you want to do X, Y, and Z, believe me, you start to spot opportunities all around you that without setting that goal, you would probably not be able to spot. So those are the importance of setting goals. There's so many reasons why you should set goals, but for me, it's like top 3 reasons: for clarity, for a sense of accomplishment, and also to be able to identify opportunities that will help you achieve those goals. So now that we're clear about what goals are, the benefits of setting goals, what SMART goals are, the difference between long-term goals and short-term goals, let's go into the goal setting process proper. I have my notes here, so I'm sure that I don't miss out anything. So the first step to setting your goals, you need to be crystal clear about what you want for yourself. It could be in the short term or long term, but you need to be clear. You cannot set a goal if you're not clear on what you want, right? So you need to ask yourself, what do I truly want, right? In this category of my life. So you can set goals in various aspects of your life. It could be business, it could be your career, it could be your relationship, it could be family, it could be leisure, it could be spirituality, it could be when it comes to your friendships, which is like relationships, right? It could be when it comes to your hobby, it could be your lifestyle. So categorize all of this aspect of your life and ask yourself what you truly want in these categories of your life, right? So for instance, when it comes to finances, you could say, I want to be able to save $500 by the end of January 2025. Now, that is being specific in a particular category of your life. So categorize all the aspects of your life and ask yourself what you truly want in those areas. So that's the very, very first step. The second step is make each goal smart. We've gone through what smart is. So for each of these goals, make them smart. define the goal clearly, then make it specific, right? That is defining it clearly by making it specific, make it measurable, make it achievable, make it relevant, and make it time bound. So, for instance, instead of saying that I want to get fit by December 2025, you could say, I want to work out, I want to go to the gym, I want to go for yoga, I want to go for Pilates, I want to go running. Various examples, 3 times a week, every month. That is making your fitness goal quite specific. So, that's an example. So, try to do that for all your goals in all the categories that you have put down. The next thing you have to do, which is super, super important, is creating a plan. If you write down your goals but don't have a plan as to how to achieve it, then the likelihood of achieving it is pretty, pretty low. So, create a plan. It could be using a good old pen and paper, and having the timetable to say every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays I would work out, I would go to the gym, I would go dancing, for instance. Or you could use a journal. That's a journal. Or you could use an app, for instance. You could set a reminder. So you need to put systems in place to ensure that you are able to keep track of your goals, you're able to follow through on your goals as well. So that is very, very, very important. You also have to track your progress. So don't create your goals, write them down, make them look pretty, and leave them. No, you need to check your goals every week. How am I doing with regard to this goal? I want to save $500 by the end of January 2025. I want to do that by saving, say, $100 every couple of days. So every couple of days, you check what you have saved. Okay, I want to save $500. I have saved $100 so far. Okay, how am I doing? So there needs to be a system in place to be able to track your goals, and you also have to use those systems to track your goals. The fifth point is stay flexible. Yes, stay flexible. When we talk about goal setting, sometimes we tend to talk about it in absolute terms, like set your goals and stick to it. Yes, that is fantastic. Yes, that's advisable. But you also have to consider that life happens, things change. Foreign exchange, if you're in Nigeria, you know that foreign exchange changes, like it does change and could throw off your goals, right? So be flexible. If you need to go back in to tweak a couple of things, please by all means do that. But what's key is that you're clear on your goals and you have a system in place to track your goals, and you actually track your goals. So the fifth point is try to stay a bit flexible. And if you see that you have fallen off, so if for instance, the example I give about saving $500 in January, if you see that you did not save that amount in January, don't fall off. Don't say, oh no, I've lost it. I'm not able to keep up with a larger goal of saving X amount of money by December of this year. No, in February, go at it again. You know why you fell off. Now mitigate those risks, the things that enabled or did not make you meet up with those goals. Go and attack those things, right? Were you spending too much? Were you going out too much? Things like that, right? So don't just fall off if you're not. Don't just dump your goals if you're not keeping. If you're not on it, right? Go back in there and keep at it. If you're still with me at this point, well done, well done, well done. I can see you're serious about keeping your goals this year. Well done. Thanks for sticking with me. We're almost done. Almost done. We've talked about goals. What are goals? Why are they important? SMART goals, long-term goals, short-term goals. This 5-step process of setting goals. Now I'm going to talk about staying consistent with your goals. If you have goals and they look so pretty, and you don't stay consistent with them, then it's that's not the best, right? So we need to be able to put systems in place to enable us stay consistent. Now I'll talk about 4 ways you can stay consistent. The first is develop habits, right? Make your goals part of your routine. So for instance, if you want to stay consistent with regards to a particular goal, make it a habit of putting it in your daily routine. So every day, okay, I want to lose weight, for instance, right? I want to lose weight. How can I lose weight? I can walk, I can exercise. If your office isn't so far from your house, you can say, you know what, I'm going to be walking to the office twice a week. You have put that in your routine because you're going to have to go to the office, right? Yeah, so in this case, you're going to be walking to the office and walking back. So you have incorporated it into your routine. You can do this in various ways. If you want to start drinking lots of water, you tell yourself, put in your routine, every time I wake up, I will drink water. Every hour, I'm going to drink 1 liter of water. I mean, not 1 liter, but an example, right? So the point of this is that it needs to be incorporated into your routine. There's something called habit stacking. It's a concept I read about in Atomic Habits by James Clear. Basically, you stack your habits to increase the likelihood of you actually doing those things. So, for instance, say I want to start drinking more water, I could stack that to say, okay, every time I read a book, if reading a book is already my habit, I would say whenever I pick up my book to read, I would have a glass of water. I would have a bottle of water next to me so that I can keep hydrated. So basically, stack your habits. If there's already something you're doing pretty well, attach the new habit you're trying to form to that old habit that you already have to ensure that you're able to do it together. Yeah, so that's the first point. The second point is find accountability, getting accountability partners. You can have or find accountability in various ways. It could be by sharing your goals with your friends, with your family, right? But once you share your goals with people on a level, it keeps you accountable. Now, because I know there's another school of thought that says, keep your goals silent, move in silence, and all of that. I mean, it's all up to you. But if you can find one or two people that you can confide in about your goals and they can help to keep you accountable, that would really, really help. The third one is overcome obstacles. Whilst there are some obstacles that you would never be able to envision from the get-go, there are some that you pretty much have an idea about. There's some that you can see from a mile away. You already know that if you want to stop eating junk food, for instance, if that's your goal, to completely eradicate, completely cancel out junk food from your diet, if that is already a goal for you, you cannot, and you can already tell that a potential obstacle, right, is snacking at work, going to going to get snacks or junk food at work. So that's already an obstacle. How can you mitigate that? By preparing your lunch from home. So that's an example. So try to think of the obstacles that may crop up when it comes to these goals that you have set. If you want to save $500 by the end of January, a potential obstacle is the fact that friends might call you out. You might need to go out, buy a few things, buy fashion items, buy books, buy food, buy drinks. So those are potential obstacles that could affect your ability to save $500 or any amount of money that you want to save, right? So that's an example. The point is identify potential obstacles and start to mitigate against them. That's the third point. Now the fourth point, so it's not too long, I don't want to make this video too long, is to stay motivated. Revisit your why. That's how you stay motivated. Every goal should have a why. Why do you want to save $500 a month? Are you trying to buy something at the end of the year? That is your why. So whenever you find yourself falling off, not being so consistent, revisit your why. Why did you set this goal in the first place? Why did you set the goal of calling your family members every week? Is it to be closer to them, to be more involved in their lives? If that's a goal, then if you find yourself slipping, not being in touch, not calling, you revisit that why, and that would help you stay motivated. So to run through the points about staying consistent, the first is develop habits, habit stacking. Atomic Habits by James Clear. I totally love the book and I recommend that book. Find accountability partners. Could be friends, could be family, it could be random strangers on the internet like me, right? It could be just sharing with people that are close to you, mentors. The third point is overcoming obstacles. Identify obstacles and mitigate against those obstacles. And the fourth point is stay motivated. Try to stay motivated by revisiting your why. Why did you set this goal in the first place? Revisit your whys, and that will keep you motivated. I hope we found this very, very useful. But just to tie it all together, I would say be clear on what you want to achieve and why you want to achieve this. Set smart goals, break down these goals into actionable steps, build habits around these actionable steps as well. Stay consistent, put in systems to help you stay consistent. Keep tracking your goals as well and stay motivated. Stay motivated by always going back to the why. It's your turn. What goal are you setting? Let me know in the comments and I will cheer you on. Let's be accountability partners. Let me know what kind of goals you're setting this year. Let's know the specific goals, smart goals you're setting this year. Put it in the comments. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for joining me. I really hope that this has been useful for you. If you're a beginner when it comes to goal setting, I hope that this has put you on the right track with regards to how to set goals. And if you're already experienced with regards to setting goals, I hope that this has given you enough motivation or refresh to be able to go back to your goals, revisit your goals, or even to set your goals for 2025. So I hope this has been useful to you. If there's any other thing you want me to share on this channel, please let me know in the comments. You can also send me an email. Till next time, guys, take care.